Hello friends. As we have undoubtedly heard about, the Supreme Court has overruled and overturned Roe v. Wade. But the thing of it is, do we know what Roe v. Wade is, or do we even know what the overturning actually looks like? We're going to talk about this here. It's time for MyKurrentTV, Real Law with Michael, Real Politics with Michael, and a little bit of real history. Are we ready? Let's get into it. Welcome back. So, Roe v. Wade has been overturned. But do we know what Roe v. Wade is? Let's talk about it. In this here book here, it's called Supreme Court Drama, Cases That Changed the World. We do have a nice brief overview for Roe v. Wade that was decided in 1973, and I'm going to read it out to you. It says, the decision legalized abortion. The ruling included 3 key ideas. First, the ruling recognized the right of women to choose to have an abortion during the stage of pregnancy, 1 to 6 months, when the fetus has little chance of survival outside of the womb, and to obtain the abortion without unreasonable interference from the state. Secondly, the ruling confirmed a state's power to restrict abortions except to protect a woman's life or health at the stage 7 to 9 months, when a fetus could live outside the womb. Third, the ruling confirmed the principle that the state has interests in both the health of the woman and the life of the fetus. So what this is saying is that abortions are legally accessible and the state does not have the right to interfere in a woman's decision to have an abortion, and that is very prevalent in late term. Now, what the Supreme Court is now saying is that they are not outlawing abortion outright. What they're saying now is that the states now have the luxury and the choice of choosing whether or not abortion will be legal in that area. Now, a lot of the more red states, think the Bible Belt, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, those states most likely will undoubtedly ban abortions. No, there's no getting around that. However, more liberal states are talking about expanding abortion rights. So places like Massachusetts, California, New York, those places are probably going to look to expand on these ideas here. Abortions law didn't even exist in this country until 1847. So people were probably having abortions way before that. And it was actually the AMA who established it in 1847. Now, fast forward to 1973. And again, women aren't saying that we just want to abort babies. They want to have autonomy over their bodies. And with that spirit in mind, let's hear what Fox News had to say, and let's hear what Kasparian had to say.
No doubt about it. And politically, it's an earthquake. It really is. And just looking through the political lens, as we often do in Washington, does this have an effect, big effect, on the election coming up? You know, perhaps on some races around the edges, Democrats will try to rally the base on this issue alone. But I think the biggest message it sends is that elections have consequences. And the Supreme Court and putting those justices on the Supreme Court really changes the fabric of our country. Now, what was said already is important to remember, which is this is not outlawing abortion across the nation. This is not the end of abortion across the nation.
These comments might be strong, but it's how I genuinely feel. I don't care that you're a Christian. I don't care what the Bible says. Like, I feel like it's a clown show, like sitting here trying to decipher what your little mythical book has to say about these very real political issues, right? I don't care if you're Christian. In fact, I will fight for you to have your religious liberty and practice your Christianity. I believe in that. I don't believe in Christianity, which means that you do not get to dictate the way I live my life based on your religion. I don't care what the Bible says. You have every right in the world. All those women who identify with your religion have every right in the world to not get an abortion, to not take birth control, but they do not have the right to dictate my life and what I decide to do with my body. I don't care about your goddamn religion. I'm so tired of having nonstop conversations about what the Bible says. You live your life in the way that you interpret the Bible. Again, I don't care, but you don't get to take the Bible and tell me, well, the Bible says this in this chapter, in this verse. I don't care. I don't care. I don't believe in it. And I have the right, based on our Constitution, to not believe in it.
You saw those clips, and they're exactly right. This has huge political ramifications. And this is why they say, in theory, elections matter, votes matter. Now, that being said, the issue I have with that argument is that when the memo was leaked saying that this would be the decision, Democrats had the opportunity to codify abortion rights, and they chose not to. So Democrats also have a hand in this. They are not scot-free and to blame. And I'm sure that Democrats will use this to energize their base to obviously discuss what other rights might be infringed upon, probably gay rights next, being honest. Republicans have been upfront with what they're going to do and what they're going to be like. A lot of Republicans voted for Trump, and even though they didn't like him, because they thought that they would get a pro-life justice or two on the court. And now these pro-life justices, Kavanaugh, Gorsuch, Coney Barrett, have swung the court that had a delicate balance into now a 6-3 conservative majority. So, all that to say, Republicans are now going to use this, I'm sure, for the midterms, telling their voters, look, if the liberals get in power again, what's going to happen is they're going to come for your rights, they're going to come for your guns, all this other stuff, get out there and vote to protect the sanctity of America and Americans' traditional values, right? Right. But the issue I have with all of this, if I can be honest with you, is the fact that nobody on either side really thought about the American people. Democrats could have codified it, they chose not to. Of course, obviously, we had our lovely mansion in cinema doing a lot of blocking. Biden could have issued an executive order, he chose not to. And we are here to pick up the pieces. It also speaks to a larger issue that, yes, is this about abortion? Not really. Because let's be honest here. A lot of Republicans have voted against social measures that would actually help families with children they cannot afford, with children who need help, with children who have all these issues going on. But Republicans vote time and time again against welfare, social safety nets, so on and so forth. So obviously you're not caring about the children. And they say, oh, we value life, but they're quick to send people off to war and usually advocate for the death penalty. So who are you caring about? You care about the fetus, but once the fetus becomes a human being, you no longer seem to care. So let's cut the BS. And to Anna's point about religion, it is your religious right in this country to choose to worship how you worship. However, it is not your right, per the Establishment Clause in the Constitution, which is under the First Amendment, which I will gladly find and read to you, it does not give you the right to tell people that my religion trumps your religion and I should be able to do as I please because you so choose to, because you live in this country, you have to live by my rules. That's not how it works. Everybody has religious freedom, which means atheists have freedom to live and practice they choose to. Christians, Muslims, Jews, Sikhs, Buddhists, Hindus, everybody has the right to practice how they choose to. So why is it that a super minority is making rules for a lot of people in this country when the rules don't even apply to their own home because their beliefs may not match? This isn't about abortions. This isn't about babies. This is about control. Okay? All of this is about control and using fear to control people. Call a spade a spade. Republicans don't give a flying fig about your child, about your baby, about your livelihood. None of that. They care about control. Okay? And Democrats, get it together because y'all are the same. Y'all are the same. We're going to champion for women, so on and so forth, whatever. Then you guys should have codified it when you found out what was going to happen because you have the majority in both houses. And you guys should have ended the filibuster, but you chose not to. You chose to play nice or try to play nice, apparently, with these Republicans when you knew what they were. And it goes back to people being shocked by this happening when we knew when these people were nominated what they would be. And people actually believed that Amy Coney Barrett was not going to bring her religion into her decisions. We all knew she was an evangelical. And that's the biggest issue here. That's the most oppressive, ridiculous issue here, is the fact that people are legislating law not through the law, but through their own religious veneers. And that's not what the Founding Fathers wanted. If you're an American, you should be furious right now. Not even so much about the abortion rights or acts or anything, privileges, anything like that, whatever. But about the fact that the government is telling you, because remember, there's going to come a point in time when the court swings the other way, is going to tell you that based on your religious preferences and your personal beliefs, you can legislate a country of tens of hundreds of millions of people just like that.